How much does it cost to renovate a terraced house? This question is a little bit like asking, how long is a piece of string? But for the sake of this video, I will break down the cost based on the size and finishes of this 2-bed Victorian house, which we recently renovated and converted to a 4-bed family home. These costs are from 2023 to 2025, so if you are considering doing the same, make sure you add the extra inflation amount. When we purchased this house in 2022, it hadn't been decorated for at least 50 years, and it was in such a bad state of repair that we basically had to gut out every room, one by one. In my opinion, the scale of the project was basically the same as building a brand new terraced house minus the front facade. Pretty much everything else, the roof, the brickwork, the bedrooms, bathrooms, and kitchen were designed and built new. Let's start with the roof. As the roof was in such a bad state, we decided on investing in a loft conversion. We knew adding rooms upstairs would increase the value and help us recover the investment. We added 2 new bedrooms and an ensuite, plus a rear dormer, Juliet balcony doors, and 3 Velux roof lights at the front. The loft was probably the only part of the house where we used a specialised contractor, and our loft contractor did both the first and second fix finishes, including electrics and plumbing. The grand total for the loft conversion came to £76,000. A few things pushed the price up. We chose black aluminium windows and Juliet doors instead of cheaper alternatives, which increased the price by £2,000. And because space was tight, we created a wet room instead of a shower cubicle, which added around £1,600 in plumbing. We also fully retiled the front roof to match the back. That was another £5,000. Not always necessary if your tiles are in good condition, but ours definitely weren't. After our roof was in tip-top shape, it was time to take down the scaffold and tackle the kitchen extension and garden. This part got messy, but also a little more tricky to manage. The side return was not a huge space, in total 1.8 metres wide and 3 metres long. Most of the quotes we received to build the extension were over £100,000, which felt ridiculously expensive for adding just 6 metres total to the property. So we decided to manage the construction ourselves to keep costs down. We hired a local builder to do the foundation, steelwork, and brickwork, with an agreed amount of £28,000, and the rest we hired tradesmen individually to fit the plumbing, electrics, and glazing. One unexpected cost of the extension was moving the existing manhole away from the new foundations, which added almost £3,000 to the overall build cost. We also had to renew the existing boiler to a new combi one and move it from the existing downstairs bathroom upstairs. This added almost £7,000 to the build cost. Overall, the extension cost came to £68,000. This final figure includes the kitchen units and all material finishes, but a lot of the second fix finishes, including the carpentry, painting and tiling, we did ourselves. So after 2 major pieces of construction done, it was time to tackle the rest of the house. This was purely cosmetic, but it required complete plastering throughout. New radiators, new staircase, painting and more painting, flooring, new windows, external landscaping, and not to forget a brand new bathroom with a built-in utility cupboard. And all of this came to a total of £37,000. Then there are the professional fees, architects, engineers, planning, building regs. We use ARki app on all our projects to test layouts and finishes early on. The 3D planner really helps visualise everything before involving architects or submitting plans. Altogether, design, planning and building regs cost us £5,700. So the grand total for turning a rundown 2-bed terrace into a 4-bed family home? £186,700. Now the real question, was it worth it? Well, that depends entirely on your final resale value. In our case, the house has been valued higher than the original purchase price plus the renovation costs, which makes the 3-year project financially worthwhile. But just as important, we ended up with a home that's designed exactly how we like it, works for our family, and feels totally bespoke. That combination, solid uplift in value, and a space you genuinely love living in, is what made it worth it for us. If you found this video useful, follow for more renovation and design tips. And if you're planning your own project and want to avoid expensive layout mistakes, check out ARki. It lets you plan your space in 3D before you build. Links in the description.